Do you struggle to be kind to yourself? Do you have an inner critic that just doesn't seem to stop? If you are really hard on yourself and you don't have a great relationship internally, this video is for you. Maybe externally, you have a lot going for you. You have things in your life that other people would look at and say, hey, I want some of what she's got. And you've worked really, really hard to get there, and good for you. But internally, you find that you pick at yourself, that things just aren't good enough, or you're just not capable enough to achieve the things that you want to achieve. It drives you crazy. Maybe you've made great strides in your relationship with your codependent mother. Maybe you've created boundaries. Maybe you've said no to things that you would normally say yes to that didn't feel right to you. Or maybe you're not even close to that and you're just treading water, trying not to have it pull you under. Wherever you are in your codependency healing journey, developing a safe, loving inner voice and a trust with yourself is the key to moving forward. I would love for you to have that. It is a game changer. It's going to make such a world of difference for you. For me, I spent a very long time automatically thinking the exact things that I was taught to think. I just yesterday looked back at a journal that I kept during my healing process through the codependent relationship that I had with my mom. And I was looking at some of my beliefs at the time, and I thought, wow, where did this come from? I can't even believe that I used to believe that. And then I remembered, I heard this exact thing from my mother. I heard it word for word. Word for word. And then as an adult, I was responsible for fixing that. And that's a hard thing to come to terms with. But especially when you are in the beginning stages of your healing, or when you're at the beginning stages of really developing that inner safety and that inner loving voice, that supportive, of course I can do this. The thing that challenges the inner critic, the thing that challenges the internalized mother, the mother that lives inside of your head, even though you no longer live with your mother. Yes, she's got to be re-educated that this is who you are now. This is what you choose to believe, and that you really are worthy and deserving of having the inner freedom of saying, hey, if you're going to be here, you're going to live by my thoughts and my rules and my standards because it's my head. So if you would like help with this, I'm so excited today to be here because I have a super exciting offer and I would just love to meet the people that are interested and ready and want to make big leaps with support. So for me, when I was going through my healing journey, I really feel that I would have struggled so much harder than I did if I didn't have a lot of support. And I mean a lot of support. Because here's the thing when you're healing from trauma, codependency, enmeshment, you lack a strong sense of self. You lack a sense of comfort in your identity. Someone asks you simple questions, you don't know how to answer them. Hey, what do you feel like doing for dinner? Oh, I don't know. Simple stuff. Let alone, how do I feel right now? Oh, I guess I'm fine, but you're numb. Or you're really angry, but you won't let yourself be angry. And if you can't feel your feelings, then you're not going to inquire further about why you're feeling them, and you won't get out of the cycle of stopping the thing that upsets you so that you aren't upset, so that you don't derail. You really start taking more and more control over your energy, your days, your weeks and months and years and life. But it is a process, and it takes, in my experience and in my opinion, it takes a lot of support. You are dealing with decades of beliefs, day in and day out, that just get ironed in, that just get reinforced, that just get strengthened every day that goes by, that they aren't challenged and changed. Every day that someone else doesn't come in with a new message that says, hey, this isn't normal. It's almost like being in a cult in your brain. You believe things that are outside of the realm of okay, but you've just been conditioned that way. This is belief by repetition. It started as belief by repetition, and it will end by belief by repetition. Just different beliefs. So what was so critical for me when I was healing? There were many things. But one of those things that really got me out was that I had people I could ask questions to. I had a coach who specialized and focused on healing the mother wound. She had gone through her own journey, her own program that she tested out on other people, and it really helped me a lot. And oftentimes, what kept me anchored was knowing, okay, every other week I've got a group call with her. I'm going to ask her my question. I'm going to get direct support. Seriously, that carried me through a lot. And there was a group of women online that I could ask questions to, I could give advice to, and we felt really supported by each other. And I didn't feel like there was so much space in between getting assistance, that there was more and more normalcy of, I don't have to be stuck anymore. I don't have to keep believing these things. I don't have to keep showing up in the same ways and engaging in the same behaviors. It's like the things that I think are normal, the things that I've been conditioned to believe so that my mother and others in the family and in the culture were comfortable so that they didn't have to change. I had to change so that they didn't have to change. In order to get out of that, it was really useful for me to have a lot of exposure to other people telling me, and other people living it, and other people changing it, or who have already changed. Normalizing it. Hey, you're really not a bad person. Look at me. Am I a bad person? Hey, you really can do this. Look at me. I'm doing it. I'm making progress. It's not wrong. That was one of the biggest struggles, was feeling this internal shame, this internal guilt, that me setting myself free was wrong on a fundamental level, that my gain was my mom's loss. Every step out of codependency was like a slap in the face, was like a betrayal to my mother. And I felt it, and I thought it. And I was in this internal tug of war of, I know this can be my life, but I should stay in this life. And it was so intense. to be in it and to get out of it. But the freedom at this end of it, I promise you, is worth it. It's almost beyond description. Because the amount of time and energy that I spent cyclically thinking over and over and over again and questioning myself and not having a trusting relationship with myself. The amount of time and energy that was spent there, I mean, goodness knows what I could have done with that instead. But I had to grieve that because I wasn't getting that time back. I wasn't going to rewrite the past. The past happened. I had to accept that. And then I had the empowering position as a capable adult woman with new skills, with new support, with new beliefs, incrementally growing and growing. I had to water those seeds of belief every day. And when I had setbacks, which are normal, by the way, it's how the brain works. So empowering to know what's normal, what to expect. When I had setbacks, I had to keep moving forward. My setbacks were not actually setbacks. They were just a normal part of transitioning out of the insanity. So I would love for you to get out of this web that is keeping you stuck, that thread by thread has been taught to you to keep you exactly where you are and believing this is just who you are. It's not. It's how you behave, but it's not who you are. If it was who you are and you really felt it and you were happy with it, you would not be here right now watching this video. I know you got better stuff in your heart that you want to do than sit here right now and do this. So you're here because you know you need to. I know what that is like. To be up late at night looking for answers on YouTube. To be in the middle of something and think, oh, maybe I should listen to another video. I need help. I am here to help. And the thing that I'm so excited that I mentioned earlier, I'm so excited to announce, is that I am offering 3 free positions to women who want to take their healing to the next level. This is an experience I don't know if I'm ever going to offer again, but I'm really excited to do it now. I have a brand new program called Finding the Loving Voice Within. And it is 6 weeks with weekly coaching calls with me. I'm going to guide you through each step in the program, answer your questions, be there to teach you the skills that you need, and to offer you lots of support throughout that. So it will be 6 weeks. It is completely free. There are no strings. I am looking for simply feedback on what works for you and what is effective. Because I know what worked for me, and I want to make sure that I'm able to help women in the future even better. And going through this beta program with 3 willing women who want to take it to the next level and who want a 0 financial risk to do it. Because I also know what it's like to really deeply need healing, but not have a lot of money to do it. Even if you do have a lot of money at your disposal, it's no risk. So I'm super excited. Yay! So please email me. My information is below. get yourself started with an opportunity that doesn't come around very often directly with coaching. I really hope to see you there. And I'm so excited. I would love to be part of your journey. If this feels right for you, contact me. Contact me. Let's make some change happen for you. We're going to break down the 3 main phases of the 6-week program. It is a mini course. And the first part is going through self-regulation and self-awareness skills, because that is going to help you have more bandwidth for the later phases. Oftentimes, programs and people who are self-healing, who are trying to read books or articles or watch videos and do a DIY approach, which I do encourage a lot of DIY. A lot of healing is coming into your intuition and gradually learning to listen and to distinguish between your intuition and your trauma. That's a fine line to become aware of. What is actually me and what is actually my fear? What is actually my programming? But with time, it does happen, with practice and intentionality. So in the first phase, we're going to go through self-regulation skills and that self-awareness of what is happening in my body and how do I get back into my body, into a regulated state, so that I can have my prefrontal cortex or my conscious mind at the wheel of my life to talk to me, to make decisions, to rationalize. Because if you aren't regulated at a physical level, it's so challenging, if not impossible oftentimes, to try to regulate at the mental level, at your thoughts. It's very challenging to change your beliefs when your body feels fundamentally unsafe and it's in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. So a lot of people, they try to teach themselves or teach others to change your thoughts and reprogram your mind, but they're not doing the fundamentals of changing the physical states, the physical body, the relationship with all of your nervous system. And that can only get you so far. From my experience, when I was really going through the deepest parts of my healing, I see in retrospect that I would have saved a lot of unnecessary heartache, a lot of confusion, a lot of internalized shame that there was something wrong with me, that I was unstable, that maybe I needed some kind of psychiatric help. Like, it got really bad for me. I was so dysregulated, and I carried a lot of shame around that. So much shame, so much confusion, because now looking back, I'm like, I was dysregulated. Looking back now, I think I didn't have connection with my body. I didn't feel safe. I was like an animal in a cage, super threatened. I'm literally hearing a dog bark in the background as I'm saying I was like an animal in a cage, super threatened. And that's what happens. It's reaction instead of choice, instead of response. You're threatened, you fight back, you're aggressive, you turn inward. You turn that aggression inward, you shame yourself, you guilt yourself, you freeze, you stop acting, you stop moving forward because that feels too scary. And you stay in the cycle. Because even though the cycle is worse, than getting out of the cycle. Even though it is worse, it feels better. That's the confusing thing about healing. I've got a mini video about that. That's the confusing thing about healing, is that the thing that's good for you feels wrong a lot of the time. It feels scary. It feels like, oh, don't do that. Don't touch that. We don't know what's going to happen. Don't even look at it. No. We have to stay in this box of safety, even though this is torturous. But gradually, with supports, with repetition, with, oh, this is okay, this is normal, okay. You start expanding your bubble of what is safe. Because so much of you getting out of your cycle is establishing safety, is normalizing newness. So that's what we focus on at the body level in phase 1 of my mini program. Phase 2 is uncovering your core beliefs, understanding the deepest beliefs that keep you where you are, that have gotten you to the position that you're in right now, where you're codependent, where you have a lot of issues with your mom. And again, no matter where you are on the spectrum of that, whether you're deeply entrenched in it or you've made great strides to untangle yourself from it, but you're still not feeling great, because that does happen too. There's a lot of stages to healing. So in this phase, in phase 2, I take you through exercises and questions that bring you to the core of what you truly believe. Because I like to say, belief becomes behavior. Belief becomes behavior. So if you have a reality that you don't like, that's not serving you, you are behaving in ways daily that keep that reality strong, that keep it happening day in and day out. And those behaviors aren't coming from nowhere. And in fact, it can be very challenging to intentionally change those behaviors. But they are coming from your deepest held beliefs. The beliefs underneath your thoughts. And this can be kind of tricky territory to navigate, which is why I really want to support you through that. Phase 3 is developing the safe, loving inner voice. Here's where we develop empathy for the self, where we validate our feelings, where we really show up as the compassionate inner mother that we wish we had externally. There can be a lot of inner tug of war here. I remember when I started this process, the inner child, or that inner voice within that was so scared, did not want me. It did not want healthy adult me showing up for it. It wanted my mom. The attachment was so strong. It was like a little kid throwing a tantrum. Like, please, no, I want it to be mom. Why are you doing this to me? It took time, as of course it would, to gain my own trust. Put it this way. If you had a friend in your life who just really wasn't consistent with you, they called sometimes, they answered your messages back sometimes. When you talked to them on the phone and told them your problems, they'd tell you, oh, well, that's not a big deal. Just stick with what you're doing. They weren't consistent. They said they'd come to your party and they didn't. They said they'd help you with moving and they didn't show up. How much do you trust this friend? How good of a friend are they to you? Maybe you even have a friend like that in your life. You are that friend to yourself. So no wonder you have issues trusting yourself. No wonder you're disconnected from you. No wonder you're struggling right now with how to talk to yourself, what to think. Because it takes time and it takes evidence consistently of you showing up and you being different, you being that friend that says, oh, hey, let's have dinner Friday. Meet me at 6. And you're there Friday at 6. You're not late. You don't make an excuse. You don't ghost them. You're there. The more you do this for yourself, the more you cultivate that deep inner trust, inner safety, and it is self-love in action. Because really true transformation happens on the physical and the mental level. When you feel safe, when you acknowledge safety, and when you behave in ways that back up the things that you're telling yourself, you're a shoo-in. You're going to move forward. I want to put it this way for you. If you affirm to yourself daily, dozens of times a day, however many times, if you affirm to yourself over and over again, I really love myself. I love myself so much. Oh, I just love myself. I love myself. But you behave in ways that say, I don't love myself. I don't value myself. I say yes when I mean no. Your non-loving behaviors make your loving thoughts unbelievable. And the opposite is also true. Let's say that you are showing up for yourself in loving ways. You're taking great care of yourself. You're really intentional. You're eating better. You're exercising. You're establishing boundaries. You're going after the things that you really want to do. But your internal is non-loving. You're eating well. It's important to you. But inside you're saying, oh, I'm so fat. Oh my God, I'm never going to make my goals. Oh, I really shouldn't have eaten that cookie today. What's wrong with me? Your loving actions are not going to be believable to a brain that's at you all the time. You need both. You need balance. You need confirmation and evidence. So this is what we go over in phase 3, is to have that safe, loving inner voice that is empathetic, that is validating, that is the new you, that you start to trust, you start to have that relationship with yourself. So in this program, where we develop the loving inner voice, I'm here to guide you through that. Again, it is 100% free. And I'm looking for feedback on what works for you, what could be better, what your experience is in that process. This 6-week program only has 3 spots, so message me to make sure that you get your spot and start taking that step forward for yourself, because all of the work you've done up until now is amazing. Be proud of yourself. because it takes a lot. And that is self-love in action. That's how you demonstrate to yourself, I matter. I care about myself. And you're doing that already. So good for you. Even showing up and watching this video is self-love in action. I matter. My quality of life matters. So, I hope to see you soon. And please like and subscribe for more. If you're wanting to book a one-on-one call, also email me for that. We can start with a free discovery call. And that's available anytime. Keep moving forward. Your time is now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to stay stuck in this cycle for the next 5 to 10 years or longer. The sad truth is that a lot of women go their entire lives without breaking through codependency. It's a tragedy. It really is. Because we don't feel safe. We don't feel empowered. We don't feel like we can. But you can. You can. And you know it. That's why you're here. If you didn't know it, if you didn't believe it, you wouldn't even bother. So I'm happy for you that you're investing your time and your energy in yourself. Thank you. As a collective, we need more and more people showing up differently, showing up as themselves, not as a replica of what other people wanted them to be. This is how we're going to move forward as a society. And I really believe that you have what it takes to transform your life, to make it to the other end of the codependent loop and break free from the patterns that you were taught, that you were molded into by your mother and others. Because the family unit itself is a complex web where brick by brick you are built in. But brick by brick, you can set yourself free. Thank you again. I hope to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe so that you get more content to support yourself, more help as you go through this incredible healing journey. I believe in you. Take very good care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.